Hello everyone. Today let's solve the problem Okabe and the city. Right. So this was asked in the Codeforces around 420. Right. So for the division 2. Right. So let's see what the question states here. Just give me a second. 1 second. Let's change the color. 1 second. Yep. So you can just go through the question. I'll just summarize the question so that it will be easier for us to solve the problem. Right. So let's see what the question states here. So there is a guy called Okabe. He wants to walk from the top left to the bottom right. So he wants to walk from top left to the bottom right. So that's what they have given in the question. Top left to the bottom right cell of n into m grid of n into m grid. Right. So this is fine using only lit cells, right? Okabe wants to walk from top left to bottom right cell of an n into m grid using only lit cells. He can temporarily light an entire row. He can temporarily light an entire row or column by paying 1 coin. So this part is very important. He can temporarily, what he can do? He can temporarily light an entire row or column by paying 1 coin. Right, so by paying 1 coin, this is very important, but only from initially lit cells, right? So this is important. So what we need to do, what is our main task here then? So we have to find the minimum number of coins. So what we need to find? Min number of coins basically. So we need to find minimum number of coins. Just give me a second here. We need to find minimum number of coins he needs, right? We need to find the minimum number of coins that Okabe needs, or we need to this one display -1 if reaching the end is impossible. If reaching the end is impossible, then we have to display -1. So that's what we need to do. So this is what the question states basically, right? I hope this part is completely clear, man. Let me tell you again. So Okabe wants to walk from the top left to the bottom right cell of an n into m grid using only lit cells. Again, Okabe wants to walk from the top left to the bottom right cell of an n into m grid using only lit cells, right? So he can temporarily light an entire row or column by paying 1 coin, but only from initially lit cells. From only this one, but only from initially lit cells. So what we need to find here? We need to find the minimum number of coins he needs, or -1 if reaching the end is impossible, right? So that's what the question states here. Let me delete this one. I hope the question part is completely clear, man. Let's come to the example part now, right? Let's come to the example part now. So let's see the input output basically. See here, we have been given 4 4 5 and we have been given 1 1 2 1 2 3 3 3 and 4 3. The output that we need to get here is 2, right? So basically this is the input output part. So one thing I want to mention here is so we will be going with a BFS. Just remember this one. So we will be going with a BFS, right? To solve this particular problem, we'll be making use of the BFS, right? So just remember this one, BFS along with a priority queue, right? So we have the understanding of the question as well as we have the understanding on the input output part as well. So now let's do one thing. Let's quickly discuss this one. What do we call? Approach followed by the complexities, and then let's write the code. As usual, let's discuss the approach first. So here we are going with the example one. I have considered example one so that it will be easier for us to understand the approach, right? So it will be easier for us to go with the approach. Basically, this will be the this one. So this is the example one, or this one input that they have given in the question. So yeah, we have considered the example one, right? So the output that we need to get here is 2. So let's see. Let's see the step-by-step explanation how we can lead to the output 2, how it yields to the output 2, right? So this is fine, man. First thing, so here we'll be going with a step-by-step approach using the BFS, right? So as I've said, we'll be making use of the BFS, right? So to solve this particular problem. So what we'll do, we are considering this input of the example. We'll start with 1, 1 initially, right? So we'll start with 1, 1, which is lit initially, which is this one. Lit is 1, 1, right? So we will move to the adjacent lit cells. Adjacent lit cells are to the 1, 1 is 2, 1. So adjacent lit cells to 1 comma 1 as 2 comma 1. We are going level by level, right? So here we'll start at 1 comma 1, which is lit. We'll move to the adjacent lit cells, nothing but 2 comma 1 without paying the coins, right? So without paying coins, we can move to the adjacent lit cells, right? So we will move to the adjacent lit cells 2 comma 1 without paying coins. At 2 comma 1, we cannot directly reach 2 comma 3. At 2 comma 1, this one, the next step, 2 comma 3, we cannot directly reach 2 comma 3. So we temporarily light row 2 by paying 1 coin. By paying 1 coin. So here what we'll do, so at 2 comma 1, the second level. So this is basically this is at the zeroth level, first level, second level. Indexing starts from 0, right? So this one is 3, this one is 4. At the level 2, this is fine. We can move from level 0 to level 1 without paying the coin. From level 2 to level this one. From the level 1 to level 2. So here from 2 comma 1, we cannot directly reach this one, 2 comma 3. So what we do, we temporarily light the row 2 by paying the 1 coin. So that's what we do. Next, we'll move to 2 comma 3 and then 3 comma 3, right? So we'll move to 2 comma 3 by paying 1 coin, and then see 2 comma 3 will move to here by paying 1 coin, right? So then we will move to 3 comma 3, this one, 3 comma 3, right? So this one from 3 comma 3 light. So this one from 3 comma 3, we will light the column 3 by paying 1 more coin, right? So we cannot directly jump to this one, 4 comma 3. So we'll walk to 4 comma 3 and then 4 comma 4 bottom right. Finally, right? So finally, how many coins we have made use of? So here 1 coin. From 3 comma 3, we will light the column 3 by paying 1 more coin, right? So this 1 coin, and previously we had used one, we paid 1 more coin, right? So 1 coin basically. So this will be 1 plus 1 that leads to 2 coins, right? So we have made use of the 2 coins. Total coins equals 2, and the final output that we got here is 2, right? For the input that we have considered, for the example that we have considered basically. So the output that we got here is 2, which is equivalent to the output that they have mentioned for the example 1 within the question, right? So our approach works absolutely correct in this case. So as we are completely familiar with the approach, let's do one thing. Let's quickly discuss the complexities part. So what will be the time complexity here? The time complexity would lead to big of k into log k. Why it is big of k into log k here? So each lit cell is processed in the priority queue. As I have said earlier, if you would have listened to me carefully, we'll be making use of the BFS plus priority queue, I said, right? Each lit cell is processed in the priority queue exactly once, right? Adjacent plus row or the column check. And the space complexity would lead to big of k plus n plus m, nothing but why it is big of k plus n plus m here. So we will be making use of the arrays for the lit cells. Also, we'll be going with the rows, columns, and the Boolean usage, right? So overall space complexity would lead to big of k plus n plus m, and the time complexity would lead to big of k into log k. Right, I hope the complexities part is completely clear. Now, as we are completely familiar with the complexities and the approach part, we are good to write the code. Let's start writing the code. So now let's start writing the code. I'll just do one thing. Let's start writing the code first. So we'll be making use of the fast input and the output. So let's import input output package. So I'll just go with java.input-output.star. And also we'll be making use of the this one, different utilities as well. I'll just go with a java.util.star. Right, so this is fine. So the next part would be here. We have to make use of the class, right? So I'll just go with a class main as usual. You can just make use of, you can just give any name for the class that's relevant to the question, right? So I'll just copy paste here this one. What do we call? Fast input. Basically, we'll be making use of the custom fast input basically. So I just wanted to make use of it. So I'll just copy paste this one. So this is purely related to the input output. So this is not related to the this one. What do we call? Logic basically. So that is the reason I have copy pasted. You can just make use of the any template. This one. So I don't have any problem. So I'll be going with the fast input for this particular one. So I have just copy pasted this one as it is purely related to the fast input output, right? So this is fine. So next, let's move on with the this one. What do we call? Logical part. Initially, what we will do, let me initialize here int n k. So this is fine. The next part would be, so we will be going with a r of I. R of I is nothing but it stores the indices of the lit cells in the row I, right? And C of J for the column, right? So we'll be making use of the this one R and C, R and C basically. This one initialization. So I'll go with here static here. So this one will be array list. So this is fine. So this one will be integer. Yeah. So this one will be R comma C. Yep. The next part would be, so let's go with the RR of I, CC of I. So we'll be making use of the variables RR, CC and D. RR of I, CC of I, which store the row and column of ith lit cell, right? Also we'll be going with a D of I, right? So this is the minimum coins. So these three things, I'll just go with static here, int. So RR, CC as well as D I have set, right? So this is fine. The next part would be, so we will be making use of the this one, UR and UC. What is UR and UC? UR of I is nothing but the row I already used for the temporary lighting, right? So what would be the UC then? So I said UR. UC of J would be similar for the column. So we have to go with the row and column both, right? So we'll be going with the UR and UC. So let me go with here static. So this one will be Boolean. Yep, UR and UC, right? So this is fine. So the next part would be, let's go with a hash map, right? So we'll be going with a hash map maps role, this one. This is fine. Just remember this one, we'll be making use of the hash map for now. So I'll just explain that certain things later. So I'll just go with hash map here. So this is we need long and value is integer basically, right? So this is fine. And I'll go with a variable name map or MP is fine. So now let's do one thing. So let me go with static here, final int, and let's set the infinity to, so this one followed by 000, again followed by 000, and followed by 000. This is fine. So the next part would be, let me go with a priority queue. Static, this one would be priority queue. This is fine. Yep. Let me go with int here. Yep. So this one priority queue, I'll just go with the variable name PQ. Right. So this is fine, I believe. Next part would be, we have to light the row from the lit cell when cost is equivalent to the V. So I'll just make use of the method, any method. So I'll just go with a FR, right? So this is nothing but the this one from row, something like that I'll be making use of, right? So also we have to go with a column as well. We have to light a row from the lit cell. Also we have to light a column from the lit cell where cost is equivalent to V for both row and column, right? So let's do that. So I'll just go with static here. So this one void, let me name fr. So you can just name this anything. So I'll just go with int I, and also let me go with another parameter v here. Right. So let me write the simple if condition here. If I greater than or equal to 1 and I less than or equal to n, and this one not of ur of I, so this is fine. Yep. So within the if condition, we have to mark the row as used, meaning I'll just go with UR of I. So let me assign this one to the Boolean value true. So this is fine. Let me go with a for loop now. Iteration part. So this one, all the lit cells in the row I we are considering, right? So within the iteration. So here I'll just go with int X. So this one will be R of I. So this is fine, man. Yep. Now let's go with one more if condition here. If v less than d of x here, this is fine. And now let's do one thing. So I'll just give here d of x equals v. Also, we have to update the minimum coins as well as per the question. So let's do one thing. So this one will be pq dot add. So we have to update the minimum coins, right? How to write that one? So this one will be new int. Yep. Let's do one thing. So I'll just go with v comma x, right? So we have to go with a v comma x. So this is fine, man. 1 second. v comma x. So this is fine. Now let me come out of this one entirely. So let's do one thing. Let me copy paste the same thing for the columns as well and make the necessary changes. I'll just come here. So yep, this one. Yep. So for the column, I'll just consider FC here from column, something like that, right? So this one, it consists of, instead of the I and V, it consists of J and V for the column. I'll just give J here. So here, the same thing, instead of I, if J is greater than or equal to 1 and J less than or equal to not N, so this is column, this will be M, and instead of UR, this will be UC of not I, J, right? So this is easy, man. This one UR will be converting this one to UC of J. We will set this one to true, right? So for int x of this one, instead of row, we are considering C here, C of J, right? So this is fine. If V less than d of x, this remains same. If V is less than d of x, then d of x equals V, this remains same. PQ dot add, so this also remains same. New int of what do we call? Basically V comma x. This remains same, right? So let me come out of this one entirely. We have successfully lit a column from this one, from a lit cell, basically, where cost equals V. Both we have lit a column and the row from the lit cell where cost is equivalent to the V. Now let's do one thing. We are done with this part. Let's move on with the main method. Let's move on with the main method. So I'll just go with main here. Yep. Let me delete this one. Let me give here throws input output exception, right? So this is showing nice. This is fine. Or no need of input output exception. Let's make use of exception. That's enough. Yep. Let's do one thing. We have made use of the fast input, right? So let's make use of it. So let me copy this one and let me come here. Let me paste it over here. Fast input. The variable name, I'll make use of the F. New fast input of, let me go with system dot in. This is fine. So the next step would be, I'll just initialize f dot ni. So this is fine. And one more thing, so n is fine for the rows, actually m is for the columns, right? So this one will be f dot ni as well. Also we have been given 4 4 5, right? So n, m and k initially here in the input. Then the input, see here, 4 4 5 for the first one we considered, right? So for every input, basically, so we have to go with a k as well. So k, so this is equivalent to f dot ni as well. So I have made use of the custom fast this one input. You can just make use of any template, right? So you can just go with a buffered reader as well, and buffered reader and string tokenizer. That also you can do. It's your wish, right? So that's related to the input and output, basically, not the complete logic. So this is fine. Let's move on with the logical part. So here I'll just initialize RR to new int of size k. It also, let me do one thing. Let me initialize CC new int of size k as well, right? So now let me go with R. So this one, let me initialize this one to new array list of n plus 1. This is fine. Column, this one, new array list of m plus 1, right? N plus 1 and m plus 1. For the safer side, we are making use of n plus 1 and m plus 1. This is fine. Now let's do one thing. Let's move on with the iteration part, nothing but the for loop. So this one, int I equals 0, I less than or equal to n. So this one will be I plus plus. So here I'll just go with R of I equals new array list, right? So this is fine, man. Again, let's go with a column as well. So this one, int j equals 0, j less than or equal to m. So this will be j plus plus. So I'll just go with C of j. Let me do the same thing here. New array list. So let me complete the syntax here. This is fine, man. Finally, we have considered MP for the this one hash map variable, right? MP, let's assign this one to the, let's create instance of it. So I'll just go with a hash map. Yep, this is fine, I believe. Right, so we are done with this part, man. Simple, right? So now let's do one thing. Let's read the lit cells and map them. Again, one more iteration here. So I'll just go with a for loop here. So this one int I equals 0, I less than k. So this one will be I plus plus, and also so this one will be rr of I. Let me assign this one to the f dot ni. Right, same thing. Let's do this for the column cc of I. So let me go with f dot ni again. So this is also fine. So we have to go with a unique key for the each cell, right? So that is the reason we are making use of the hash map as well, right? So I'll just go with mp dot. Let me make use of the put operation here. So this one will be long basically. Let's make use of the long here. So this will be rr of I. So this one, let me make use of the left shift operator here by 20 bits. This is fine. Now let me make use of the OR, logical OR. So this one will be cc of I, comma I. This is fine. Yep. Now we are just making use of the unique key for the each cell. Now let's do one thing. Let me go with the R. This one, yeah, within the array we have to give. Sorry, I forgot. So this one will be RR of I. Let me make use of the add operation. So let me go with I here. So yep, that's it. We are just adding index. So this is fine. Now we have to do the same thing for the column as well, man. So let me copy the same thing here, this one, and let me paste it over here. So instead of the this one row, I'll just give here this one C. Instead of RR, I'll just give CC. So same thing. We are doing same thing here. This is fine. Yep, we are done with this part. Let me come out of this one entirely. Now what we need to do, we are left with so many things. We haven't went with the BFS at all, right? So for the to carry on, so to move on with the BFS, we have to go with the standard BFS loop, right? So we are not yet reached there. So let's do one thing. I have preferred. So we are reading the lit cells and we are just mapping them. We have successfully done. We are successfully done in that step, right? So now let's do one thing. Let's initialize the minimum coin size infinity first. So this one will be d equals new int of k. This is fine. And arrays dot fill of. So this one will be do d comma infinity, right? So this is fine. Next step, I'll just go with the ur equals new. This one will be boolean. So this one will be n plus 1, right? So again, you see this is equivalent to new boolean of m plus 1, right? So this is fine. Now let me go with the priority queue pq new. So this one I have already written priority queue. This is fine. So let's make use of the comparator here. So this one I'll just go with comparator. This is fine. But I'll just go with comparing int. So let me write this one comparing int. This is fine. So we are just going with a min hip based on the coins, right? So I can just let me make use of the lambda expression here. This one a of 0. This is fine. We are done with this part, initialization part. Now let's move on with the further things, man. So let's move on with the further initialization part itself. So I'll just go with t equals. Again, let me make use of the long here. This is fine. So this n left shift by the 20 bits. So this is fine. Then logical r m. So this is fine, man. Now, what if the bottom right is lit? What if the bottom right cell is lit, right? So let's write the simple if condition for that, right? So I'll just go with the map mp, the variable we have considered for the hash map, and let me go with the contains key operation that the hash map provides. So I'll just go with contains here. So this c has to be capital, man. Yep, contains. Let me go with the key here. So this one, let me pass t. This is fine. So here we are considering the if condition for this one. What if the bottom right is lit basically? So now let me initialize t to map dot get operation basically. Let me pass t here. This is fine. Hope this is fine. Now d of t, let me initialize this one with a 0. Also let me make use of the priority queue because we have to add the new int of 0 and t, right? So for this one, let me make use of the add operation. So this one will be new int, and so let's do one thing. So here within this one, let me go with 0 as well as the t, right? So this is fine, man. 0 as well as the t. Now this is fine. Hmm. 1 second. Yep. So else what we have to do basically. So here what I'm trying to do here, else in the sense otherwise, so if the bottom right is not lit, then we have to try lighting the last row or the column from the lit cells accordingly with the approach that we have discussed, right? So now let me go with the this one. Fr is the variable that we have considered, right? So this one, let me go with n comma 1 here. This is fine. Again, fr. So this is also fine. So this one will be n minus 1 comma 1. This one is also fine. We have for the column we have considered the variable fc. So this one is m comma 1 as well. And one more time fc here. So this is the last one, m minus 1 comma 1, right? Simple. This one is simple. Let me come out of this one entirely. Now this is the main step. We are applying the BFS, right? Breadth first search along with the priority queue. So we will be going with the BFS using the priority queue, right? So I'll just go with the standard BFS loop while not of priority queue. Variable PQ we have made use of, right? Is empty here. So this one within the while loop, let me go with here int c equals priority queue dot poll. So this is fine. And let me go with the int val equals c of 0. This is fine. And u equals c of 1. So this is also fine. The next step would be, let me go with a simple if condition here. If value not equal to d of u, if value not equal to d of u, then let me give continue. We have to skip, right? So for skipping, Java provides continue keyword. So this is fine. Now let me assign r to rr of u and also this one. Uh, let me go with something cl for the column, right? So this one will be cc of u. This is fine. Yep. The next step would be let me write this one before this. So dx and dy will be considering, right? Yep, dx and dy. It basically, so this one will be minus 1, 0, comma 0. This is fine. Also dy. So this is fine. So this one will be 0, 0, 1 and minus 1. So this is also, yep. Now we have to move to the adjacent lit cells. To move to the adjacent lit cells, we'll be going with the iteration, right? So this one again for loop basically in simple terms. So this one will be int I equals 0. So this one I less than 4, I plus plus. So within the for loop, let me initialize nr to r plus dx of I. So this is fine. And also nc to this one cl plus dy of this one. What do we call I? Right. So this is also fine. Next, let me go with the integer here. Yep, integer. So v equals map dot get here. Let me make use of the get operation that is provided by the hash map here. This is fine. Let me give long. This is fine. Again, and now left shift by 20 bits. So this is also fine. Logical R and C. Right. So now this is fine, man. So let's write the simple if condition very quickly. So this one, when v not equal to null, and so this one e of v, if it is greater than value, val keyword we have considered, right? So then what we need to do, so this d of v, let me assign this one to the value, as well as let me go with a priority queue dot add. So what we need to add here, new int of, we do one thing here. Yep. So within this one, we are adding value and the variable v, right? So this is fine, I believe. Yep. Yep, man. This is fine. Let me come out of this one entirely, right? So let me come out of this one entirely. Now let's do one thing. Let's try the temporary lighting, temporarily lighting the row or the column, right? For the row, let's write one more, this one for loop, and for the column also, let's write one more for loop. So this one will be for int I equals r minus 2. So this is fine. I less than or equal to r plus 2. So this is also fine. I plus plus, right? So this one row I comma value plus 1. So this is also fine. For the column, so I'll just go with for and j equals, we have considered the variable cl. If you remember, you can just look it up. Cl minus 2 I'll go with. So j less than or equal to cl plus 2. So this is also fine. Finally, let's increment the j, right? So this one has fc of this one j comma of value plus 1. So this is fine, right? So let me come out of this one entirely. We are almost at the ending basically, right? So we have to go with the index of the top left cell. That's the only thing that is left. And also finally we have to print the minimum coins or -1 accordingly with the question, that we shouldn't forget, right? So first let's go with the index of the top left cell. So I'll just go with long s equals, so this one, let me consider capital S1. So right, so this looks good. So this one will be long 1 left shift 20 bits basically, in simple term, logical R 1. We are just going with the index of the top left cell, right? So let's go with the simple if condition here. If map dot, I'll just go with, sorry, contains key. So this has to show, 1 second. Yep, contains key. We have already made use of the contain key. So this C has to be small. Somewhere I have made use of the contains key and I have given, yeah, here. So this C has to be small basically, right? So this one is fine. Contains key of S. This is fine. Yeah. So here I'll just go with the system out println. So let me go with -1. This is fine. And also we have to exit, right? Let me give a return. So if it is not possible, then we have to give -1. Then we have to exit. For that one, I'm making use of the return. So let me come out of this one entirely as well. So if it is possible, then if I'll just go with int s equals. This is the reason I went with a capital S here, right? So int s map, let me make use of the get operation that is provided by this one, hash map. Let me give capital S here. This is fine. Now again, let me go with the system out println here. So this one, e of s, if it is greater than or equal to infinity, this one infinity, then -1, else we have to display d of s, right? So this is fine, I believe. So we're just printing the minimum coins, or if it is not possible, then accordingly with the question we are displaying -1. This is fine. We are done with the coding part one. So this is it for the coding part. Simple one, right? So now this one I have copy pasted from the line number 35 up to 35, from 5 to 35 basically, because it is just this one, what do you call, related to the input output, right? So this is fine, I believe. Now before checking the code with the different examples of the input, let me do one thing. Let me copy paste the signature starter template, man. Just give me a second here. So let me come here. Let me paste this one. So I'll just come to the question. So let's check the code with the different inputs or the examples. So here we have to get the output 2. Hope this works, man. Error. So here, yeah, we have to give semicolon. Yep, line number 71 and 84. 71, yep, we have to give semicolon here. 84 as well. Yep. So here we shouldn't, as we are making use of this one. This one, this is fine. We run this one again. Oh, we have so many errors, man. 2 errors and 2 warnings. So line number 77 cannot find the symbol. So we are making use of the JMan here. This is for the column basically. So I have made use of the I, which obviously gives the error here. Line number 77. Yep. Let me go with J. This is fine. Yep. We are left with only one error. What is the error we are getting here? So this is warning basically, right? So this is warning. This is fine. Where is the error, man? This is also warning. This is error basically. And error cannot find the symbol. Which one for int J? The line number 96. Yep. What is the error? 0 J less than or equal to this is fine. J plus plus. Oh, C it is. C of J equals new array list we have given column. Yeah, this has to be capital C. Sorry. Yep. We are considering this one capital R and capital C here. So let me hit the run button here again. Yeah, we are getting the output 2. So you can just ignore the 2 warnings, man. This works absolutely fine and with the Codeforces environment in the Codeforces environment. So let me go with this input. The output that we need to get here is -1. Let's check the same. -1. Yep, we are getting the correct output, right? So let me go with this input. The output that we need to get here is 0. 0. Yeah, this works absolutely correct. Final one, we have to get the output 3. Let's check the same, right? So yep, we are getting the output 3. So here, whatever the code that we have written works absolutely correct for all the test cases, I believe. At least the test cases that they have given in the question. Let's see whether it works for all the test cases or not. So let me click on the submit button. Let me paste the code over here. Let me hit the submit button. I hope this works for all the test cases. Let's see. Let's wait for some time. Let's wait for some time. Stuck it in queue. Just give me a second, 1 second. Let's wait for some time. Let's do one thing. Let's wait for some time. So actually now the Codeforces, so we are having some glitch basically. So this is showing in queue. So we have cleared all this one, what do we call the errors basically. This code has to work. I have already checked this one. This works absolutely correct. We don't have to worry about this. So I hope whatever the code that we have written is completely clear, man. This we don't have to care because this is just related to the input output part. So I have just copy pasted this one. So except that one, this is purely related to the logical part. So I have explained this one step by step. All we have done here is we have made use of the BFS along with this one priority queue. Yeah, BFS along with the priority queue, and also we have made use of the hash map as well, right? So I have said why we have made use of the hash map while writing the code as well. So these 3 things we have made use of. So this is somewhat difficult to implement. I'm not gonna say no, but kind of easy if you understand how to implement it, right? So I hope this part is completely clear, man, right? So I hope the solution part is completely clear. And I can definitely tell you that this code works absolutely correct. So this is stuck in queue basically. Now, not the glitch basically. The Codeforces is not taking this one. So it's not running the test cases basically. It's whatever the code that I run basically, it is showing in queue itself. I'm waiting from the past 5 to 10 minutes. So I can assure you that this code works absolutely correct, right? So I hope the solution part is completely clear along with the approach and the complexities. For now, this is it. Thanks for watching, guys.